Good evening. My name is Deborah Schwinn, and I am honored to serve as Dean of the Carver College of Medicine. It gives me great pleasure to welcome you tonight to celebrate achievements of our class of 2014. The graduates in this audience this evening represent students from the University of Iowa Carver College of Medicine programs. Tonight, students will receive their Bachelor of Science degrees in Medical Laboratory Sciences, Nuclear Medicine Technology, and Radiation Sciences, their master's degrees in Medical Education, their Doctor of Medicine degrees or combined Doctor of Medicine and Masters of Public Health or Doctor of Medicine and Doctor of Philosophy degrees. To all the graduates of the Carver College of Medicine, we join your family and friends in sharing the excitement and pride for your accomplishments. Now I'd like to introduce my colleagues who will be part of tonight's celebration. On your far right is Dr. Christopher Cooper, formerly known as Chris, Associate Dean for Student Affairs and Curriculum, and Professor in the Department of Urology. Dr. Cooper. Dr. Manish Suneja, Clinical Associate Professor in the Department of Internal Medicine. Dr. Suneja is tonight's commencement speaker. Dr. Manetta Gardnier, Associate Dean for Graduate Recruitment and Professional Development in the Graduate Colleges, and Associate Professor in our Department of Pharmacology. Next is Dr. Christy Ferguson, Professor in the Department of Internal Medicine and Director of the Master of Medical Education program. And finally, Donna Hammond, the Executive Associate Dean and Professor in the Department of Anesthesia. Dr. Ken Cates is next, who's Chief Executive Officer at the University of Iowa Hospitals and Clinics and Associate Vice President of University of Iowa Healthcare. As the executive leader of UI Hospitals and Clinics since July 2008, Dr. Ken Cates oversees the strategic, operational, and financial performance of the hospital with a special focus on patient safety, clinical excellence, and outstanding service to have an extraordinary experience for our patients and their families. As the Associate Vice President, he is part of the leadership team advancing strategic plans and missions of UI Healthcare. Mr. Cates. Next is Dr. Victoria Sharp, past president of the Iowa Medical Society and professor in the Department of Urology. Regent Bob Downer is a member of the Board of Regents, State of Iowa, and since 2003. Regent Downer received a jurisprudence degree, doctorate from University of Iowa College of Law in 1963, and for the past 50 years, he has been a member of the Iowa City law firm of Meerden, Supel, and Downer. He is an active member of the Johnson County, the Iowa State, and the American Bar Association. Dr. Jean Robillard is next, Vice President for Medical Affairs at the University of Iowa. Dr. Robillard oversees the University of Iowa Hospital and Clinics, the Carver College of Medicine, and the University of Iowa Physicians. As leader of the state's only comprehensive medical center since 2007, Dr. Robillard has created a model for academic medicine in the 21st century and a world-class enterprise. Thank you. Under Dr. Robillard's vision and leadership, UI Healthcare implemented its first ever strategic plan for the integrated enterprise of expanding medical services to better meet the needs of Iowa's communities, advancing research and discovery, and educating world-class health professionals and our graduates. Finally, it's with great pleasure that I introduce our university's provost, P. Barry Butler. Dr. Butler was appointed Executive Vice President and Provost of the University of Iowa in May of 2011, after serving as interim provost since October 2010. Prior to his appointment, Dr. Butler was Dean of the UI College of Engineering, where he holds the rank of full professor in the Department of Mechanical and Industrial Engineering. He earned his bachelor's and master's degree in aeronautical engineering from the University of Illinois in Urbana-Champaign in 1979 and 1981, respectively. He received his PhD in mechanical engineering in 1984, also from the University of Illinois, Champaign-Urbana. He joined the University of Iowa faculty in 1984. Please join me in welcoming Dr. and Provost Barry Butler.
Thank you, Deb. I want to welcome everyone. This is quite a sight from up here. You have to come up here to see it. It's amazing. We have obviously over here to my left many of the faculty who educated the students who are about to graduate, people who played a big role in their time here as a student. Of course, back here we have probably a couple of thousand very proud people of their soon-to-be graduates. And then probably the biggest smiles on the faces are right up front here where we have our soon-to-be graduates. So it is quite a sight from up here, and I'm very, very happy to be here to welcome you on behalf of the university. So graduates, deans, distinguished faculty, honored guests, family, and friends, I have the honor of bringing greetings and congratulations to all of you from the University of Iowa and President Sally Mason. Thank you for coming to help us bear witness to this important milestone in the lives of these graduates. I know there are also many others who couldn't be here today who are celebrating with us in their own way at home. The entire university community shares your pride and happiness on this momentous occasion. At the University of Iowa, health care and the health sciences are central to who we are. We're very proud of our long history of remarkable contributions to health care for the people of Iowa and throughout the world. When you chose to pursue your degree, you became part of that tradition. Now you will carry that tradition forward as our newest representatives and ambassadors throughout Iowa, the U.S., and throughout the world. For your patients and colleagues and the people in your community, you will be the public face of who we are as a university and what we stand for. Take that seriously. I'd like to invite you to think back for just a moment to when you first started your training in the Carver College of Medicine. At that time, your family, friends, and our faculty had greatest confidence in you from that very first day. You were about to take on at that time the awesome responsibility that comes with being a healthcare professional. So as we move on from here to the next adventure in front of you, I urge you to always remember that you've proven you've got what it takes. You set a goal, you made the decision anew each day to keep working hard to that goal, and you reached that goal in spite of the sacrifices you had to make along the way. I also encourage you to remember that the learning skills you gained and habits you formed here will serve you well for the rest of your life. Learning is endless and can take countless forms. In the medical profession, perhaps more than any other, knowledge changes fast. There is always more to learn, and one of the most important ways to do that is to seek insight from those you work with, your fellow healthcare professionals, and more importantly, your patients. And finally, I urge you to never forget how precious are the supportive people in your life. I'm confident that I speak for all of you when I say thank you to the family and friends who are here today, and to those who couldn't be here but are celebrating with you from afar, for their patient support and encouragement and the sacrifices they made so you could pursue your dreams. We are very, very proud of all of you this evening, and we know you will continue to make us proud throughout your careers. The University of Iowa community joins me with wishing you the very best success in your careers. Thank you.
Now I'm going to introduce an individual who really needs no introduction to this class, Dr. Christopher Cooper, Associate Dean for Student Affairs and Curriculum, as well as Professor and Vice Chairman in the Department of Urology. Dr. Cooper is a pediatric urologist specialist who keeps an active operating room schedule in addition to his administrative duties. He pops in and out, and it's often that we'll see him at every event that our students have. So welcome, Chris.
What a happy evening. Welcome to the graduation for the classes of 2014. Wow, what an outstanding response. And by that I mean outstandingly dismal. So, I got to point out, Executive Dean Hammond is sporting and rocking her new blue suede shoes tonight, just for this. It's a little better. And we don't want to make her feel self-conscious, like she overdressed for something special, and you guys are just sitting there. If you're not excited about graduating tonight, well, then you're just spoiled. Just ho-hum, just accomplishing another one of my lifelong dreams. Oh. Or maybe we've beaten all the fun out of you over the last 4 years. Could that be the problem? No, it's not. You know how I know? Because I was at match day and I saw your slideshow. I saw all the parties you guys had and all the fun, never inviting me once, but never ceasing to tell me how hard you were working in medical school. I'm sure you told all your parents behind you were working very hard too. Or maybe you're just trying to play it cool and be all professional. I'm a big doctor, I don't cheer, I don't show emotion, I'm too cool. Great, we're graduating an entire class of CT surgeons. Now, there may be a time and a place for all that coolness, but in the midst of what should be a crowning achievement in your life, now is not either the time or the place. You should be so happy tonight that, as we doctors say, you're just about to lose your fecal continence. Yeah. I was wondering how she was going to get poop across, but this is Kelly, Damian Erig's cousin. You should all give her a hand. She's here every night, or every year. So good, you're livening up a little bit. I was worried we're going to have to cancel graduation and schedule you for 2 weeks of remediation on how to show emotion. All right, so let's try it again. You ready? Welcome to graduation for the classes of 2014. Is it good, Kelly? Good? Like this? Better? Just better. All right. It was much better. I hope no one actually soiled themselves. So I'd like to individualize the program tonight by giving a 1-minute summary about each one of you and your accomplishments. But that alone would be about 150 minutes just for the medical students. And that would seem like 4 to 5 hours for the audience. And by the time I finished, I suspect only Jessica Zimmerman's family would be left in the audience. To the Zimmermans, I'm mentioning you first tonight in this graduation ceremony as an attempt to strike back at the injustice of alphabetical order. All right, let me take a minute away from you all to the audience and brag about this class. They really have been terrific, and I am so proud of them. They are very, very bright, as you'd expect. You might think I'm being biased just because I like them, but let's look objectively at what they've done. They achieved the highest average Step 1 score in our collegiate history. This was 8 points higher than the national mean. Then on Step 2, they broke the collegiate record again, outscoring the national average by 4 points. That is really great work, but since you guys are so smart, you can tell me what I have to say to the next year's class. They love you guys, by the way. They had a lot of things they wanted me to say about you all. This class has also been very involved in reaching out and getting involved in a variety of activities that help their fellow students. They helped out the college, the local community, as well as the national and international community. A few examples of the latter include addressing pediatric malnutrition in Niger, fighting cholera in Haiti, climbing the Himalayas to serve remote and isolated communities. Some of them have repaired cleft palates in Guatemala, assisted in births in Tanzania, explored human trafficking in India, and even researched clubfoot in Romania and Brazil. Some of them even went to the Solon beef days. So each class takes on its own responsibility, and each class is special. But this group really has been great to work with and so easy to get along with. I'm very excited that a large percentage of them will be staying at the University of Iowa for their residency, and a little disappointed that the others spurned our affections. 4 years ago, when we met, I told you all that I wanted you to listen to your patients and listen to each other, and I told you my conviction that you could learn from everyone around you as well as from your life's different experiences. Paul Merrick, your classmate, reminded me yesterday of an example I had shared of one of my own life lessons 4 years back at the Second Look Day, and he still remembered it. So tonight I thought I'd take a few minutes and share a recent experience I had and perhaps some lessons that you can learn from it. This took place just a couple months ago. I chaperoned my only daughter's junior high dance. Yeah, that was quite an experience for me, and I'm actually not sure it was any better than my own junior high experience years ago. And when I say chaperone, in reality, what I meant is, as a parent, my mission was pretty much to stalk my daughter and make sure there was about a 2-foot circle of safety around her. Honestly, I felt completely out of my element in the middle of that chaos, with those kids darting all around in some form of Brownian motion. I throw that term in there because I know some of you are still wondering why you had to take physics as a prerequisite for medical school. There you have it. So I'm at the cafeteria, which is where they have the dance, and I take my post against the wall, and I'm listening to a lot of music I don't really care for, and wondering, why they're having it in the cafeteria. And as I'm sitting there thinking back about my previous experience, I realized that's pretty much what I did, 30-some years ago. But this time I struck this authoritative pose because that's what I thought I was supposed to do. So I clasped my hands behind my back. It's sort of like what I thought a police officer or some authority would do. I also did that to hide the fact that I was holding my daughter's purse. Apparently it's called a clutch, which seems like a strange name. And she had handed it to me, and in a moment of panic, when I was trying to figure out how I was going to be authoritarian and actually hold that purse and pull that off and also look cool, she disappeared. And so within 5 minutes of getting to the dance, I had already failed my primary mission of stalking my daughter. She shows up just a little bit later, and she's with a junior high boy. He was very polite, and clearly someone had worked with him on a script for just such a situation. He extends his hand to me and introduced himself, and he said, "Hi, my name is," and I'm not going to tell you his name. And I followed my script and stuck my hand out and said, "Stay the hell away from my daughter." So that was an internal script. I didn't say that. I actually said, "I'm Shelby's dad, and it's nice to meet you." Well, at that point, it was clear that his script had just ended because he had nothing else to say and just stared at me. And interestingly, my script had just ended as well. And so we stood there awkwardly staring at each other. And finally, this bright young man turns to my daughter and says, "Shelby, would you like a piece of pizza? It's my treat." And my daughter looked at him and said, "Sure." And off they went. I was so proud of her. A bit later, they came back and they decided to dance right in front of me. That was okay until it turned into what we used to call, I don't know what you call it these days, a slow dance. Now, I never considered myself a violent man before this, but right in front of me, I'm not sure what he or she was thinking. And actually, he was a perfect gentleman, although I must admit, I was thinking if his hand slipped even a little from the middle of her back to her low back, he was going to be broken, man. That was going to be it. I also realized why they called that thing my daughter handed me a clutch. It's a good name. So that initial reaction faded, and I was left standing there, not really knowing how I should feel. Part of me was happy for her. She was getting to dance. Part of me was sad for me, as I realized I wasn't going to be the coolest or the goofiest guy in her world forever. So why do I tell you this story? Is it just some kind of veiled threat to all junior high boys out there with respect to my daughter? No. I mean, what kind of father would do something like that? You see, life has a way of bringing us back again and again to the junior high dance. The reality is that a lot of what I experienced at that dance is what you're going to be experiencing as a physician very soon. Instead of a dance, it's going to be at clinic or in the hospital. You're going to be surrounded by all kinds of different patients, just like those very different young people that were running all around me. And they're all going to be in various stages of development with different internal and external problems and issues. Despite not feeling it, many of them will be trying to play it cool. There you'll stand in your white coat with your back up against the wall, trying to be authoritarian and professional as they come up to you with both their obvious and their hidden fears and issues. There's going to be days or even hours when you're going to be happy and sad and scared because you will care for your patients and you will feel for them. That's what's going to make you a great healthcare provider. You never know what's going to come to you, and one thing is for sure, you can't have a script for everything. It's at those moments you've got to realize we're all pretty much like those junior high kids, including you. Don't worry about the scripts. I never do. You've been trained in the basics very well. Just let your patients see the caring person inside your white coat. Don't try to be cool. As it turns out, clinic and the hospital isn't the time or place for that either. So with that in mind, I'm going to remind you again to practice really listening to your patients and trying to understand them, not judging them, but caring for them. Be very grateful for the good fortune you have to be entering such a deeply rewarding careers where you're permitted to grow and learn from those you serve and help. It's been my great pleasure and privilege to serve as your Dean of Students, and you all have my sincerest congratulations. Thank you. It's now my pleasure to introduce Miss soon-to-be Dr. Wanaki Carr, a fourth-year medical student from Des Moines, Iowa. Since matriculating in the college 4 years ago, Wanaki has been an active participant in an array of student activities and organizations, including serving this year as the Carver College of Medicine's Student Government President. Wanaki will introduce tonight's commencement speaker, Miss Wanaki Carr.
Good evening, everyone. And thank you, Dean Cooper, for the introduction. I would like to thank everyone for coming this evening and showing your support for the classes of 2014. To all the moms, dads, siblings, significant others, extended family, and friends, we could have not made it this far in our education without your love and your patience. I would also like to acknowledge the mothers, fathers, grandparents, and other loved ones who are no longer with us. They were some of our biggest supporters and, quite frankly, an inspiration to many. Their memories will continue to guide us in our medical careers and our lives. It is an honor to introduce the keynote speaker for the 2014 College of Medicine commencement ceremony. Dr. Manish Suneja is an associate professor of medicine in the Department of Internal Medicine at the University of Iowa. Dr. Suneja completed his internal medicine residency in 2004, followed by a fellowship in nephrology in 2006 at the University of Iowa Hospitals and Clinics. Dr. Suneja currently serves as the Carver College of Medicine and the UI Hospitals and Clinics as a clinician and educator to trainees at many levels. He is the Associate Program Director for the Internal Medicine Residency Program, the Course Director for the Fellows as Clinicians Educators Program, the Foundations of Clinical Practice Course Nephrology Liaison, and the Co-Director of the Clinical and Professional Skills strand of the new medical school curriculum. Dr. Suneja is highly respected by University of Iowa students and trainees. He has received numerous awards from students for his dedication to teaching. He has been nominated for Faculty Teacher of the Year by internal medicine residents every year since 2006 and has won this award 4 times. He has also been consistently nominated by medical students for his excellence in the preclinical and clinical teaching settings. This year, he received the M2 Professor of the Year Award, the M3 Senior Faculty of the Year Award, and the UI Collegiate Teaching Award. Dr. Suneja says, the biggest reward is seeing students turn into independent thinkers. All of the graduating medical students have benefited from Dr. Suneja's wonderful teaching. We all understand the kidney a little bit better because of him. We recognize and appreciate his hard work and dedication to the Carver College of Medicine. Please welcome Dr. Manish Suneja.
Thank you. Thank you, Wanaki, and the class of 2014 for those kind words. I would like to express my gratitude for the chance to speak with you on your special day. You have all worked very hard to reach this day, and I want to congratulate each of you. Bachelor of Science, Master in Medical Education, and Doctor of Medicine graduates for your tremendous achievement. To start with, I would like to suggest that you say thank you. First and foremost, thank your families. They've stood by you, they've supported you, and they've shared your joy, excitement, and pride. Thank your faculty and staff who have put so much time and effort into teaching you, guiding you, inspiring you, and sometimes pushing you. And thank each other, because you never would have reached this auspicious day without the friendship, support, and collaboration of your colleagues. So having sat through a lot of speeches, there's one thing I've learned, and that is a good speech is a short speech. So I'm going to follow that lead, and I will try to be as succinct as possible in framing my words for you this evening. Over the last few years, I've had the pleasure of teaching you something about medicine. Now, in a few minutes, you will receive a diploma that reads Doctor of Medicine. This evening, I want to take some time to tell you what your new title, Doctor, really means. But first, let me tell you what the title Doctor does not mean. Doctor does not mean acting like House MD. It does not mean being unethical, arrogant, and treating your patients as puzzles rather than individuals. Now that we have that down, let's talk about what being a doctor really means. Almost everyone who hears the title doctor thinks of a physician or practitioner of medicine. But the title doctor does not mean physician. The word doctor is the adjunctive noun of the Latin verb docere, which means to teach. Doctor has been an honored academic title in Europe for over 1,000 years, dating back to the rise of the first medieval universities. So the title, which beginning today you may abbreviate after your name as MD, really means Teacher of Medicine. After today, every time you sign your name and add that title, MD, after your name, I want you to reflect on that. Now, I'm sure that you're asking yourselves, who do I want you to teach? As teachers, you must have learners. Who will your learners be? Over the span of your medical career, you will have 3 very different groups of learners. Your first group of learners will be medical students like yourselves up until today. I consider it a professional duty for a doctor of medicine to dedicate at least part of his or her time to the teaching of medical students. For me, Teaching you has been an extremely rewarding experience and task, and it is the task which I cherish the most and would not trade for anything. Your second group of learners will be your peers and colleagues. Here I include medical residents or physicians in training. Although you will have similar foundational knowledge, each one of you will have a unique fund of knowledge, perspective, and experience in your chosen field that no one else will have. And I want you all to share it with each other. Finally, but most importantly, your third group of learners will be your patients and their families. Don't let the lack of time be an excuse not to teach and educate your patients. This is the group of learners who, in turn, is going to teach you the most. Here, I cannot help but quote one of the best-known sayings from Sir William Osler, who is also known as the father of modern medicine. Listen to your patient. He's telling you the diagnosis. So I would encourage you to spend quality time with your patients, teach them, and learn from them. While our profession always emphasizes that we should be lifelong learners of medicine, and indeed, you must be that, I also want you to be lifelong teachers of medicine. All I ask is that in future, whenever you look at the diploma on your office wall that reads Doctor of Medicine, or whenever you sign MD after your name, you will remember what I put forth here today, and you will enthusiastically share your knowledge of medicine with your students, your colleagues, and your patients. In less than 6 weeks, each of you will be starting your residency. It will be exhilarating and frightening at the same time, but it will also be fun, stimulating, and rewarding. I still remember the first time after I received my diploma, someone called me doctor. I was filled with pride, because being a doctor does that to you. You will be exposed to human suffering and love and hope in a roller coaster of a career. You will laugh and you will cry, and over time you will become wise. You will find the knowledge, the guidelines, the rules, and the algorithms in books, and you can read them, memorize them, and convince yourself that this is what being a doctor really means. But you must never lose sight of the fact that as doctors, you have a special responsibility, and you must never forget that being a doctor is a privilege. For someone to place their trust in you and share their hopes and fears with you is a privilege. As part of this privilege of being a doctor, people will bestow upon you a great deal of respect. This respect can go many ways. You can be respected, but you must earn respect and you must give respect. Your patients will give you access to their innermost feelings, fears, and wishes, and you need to respect that. It can be very easy to get caught up in the trivialities of day-to-day practice of medicine that we often forget that our patients respect us and hang on to every word we say. Your patients will look to you as one who heals, teaches, advises, and gives comfort. You owe it to your patients to respond to them as one who appreciates the goodness that they see in you and respect them back. I would be lying if I told you that there won't be days where you wouldn't be stressed or frustrated. There will be times where you might feel crushed by impossible time constraints, ever more onerous bureaucratic demands, administrative requirements, phone calls, and insurance forms, all expected to be subsumed into the same workday. But on those days, you have to remind yourselves that the joy in medicine needs to come from the job itself, and that is taking care of the most vulnerable population in our healthcare system, our patients. And as tough as being a doctor can be at some times, it totally pales in comparison to the tough life of being very sick. Yes, you will have some days which will be stressful and tiring, but the awe of discovering the human body, the honor of being trusted to give advice, and the gratitude for helping someone through a difficult illness more than compensates for these days. So, I would like to end by giving you my top 15 words of wisdom, which I call the 15 simple sayings to sustain you. Okay, so note that I will be saying these aloud. For those of you more accustomed to receiving wisdom through texting, emailing, some of you are probably doing it right now, Googling, Twittering, blogging, and Facebooking, that simply means I'm going to be using my voice and you'll be using your ears. So it's not 10, it's not 20, it's going to be 15. So number 15, your families are extremely proud of you. You can't imagine their relief that you're finally finished. So now would be a good time to ask for money. Number 14, seek mentors, as they will be invaluable in your journey as you progress. Number 13, everyone looks good in a full-length white lab coat. Number 12, keep in touch with your family and friends, as these connections will help you through your residency. Number 11, fear is not knowing what to expect, but expecting it nonetheless. So if you're not feeling some degree of fear right now, something's wrong with you. Number 10, seek a spark, as it is essential. For some of you, it may be a challenging surgery, while for others, it may be building a differential diagnosis on a puzzling patient. Notice what recharges you and seek it out. Number 9, the primary point of amassing knowledge is not to be a great talker, but a great listener. Number 8, hang in there. No matter how hard you try, sometimes you'll fail. Number 7, step back and realize how totally amazing your job is. Number 6, don't let the place you start dictate where you finish. Number 5, if your attending physician gives you an answer that seems wishy-washy, it's because they don't know the answer. Number 4, some medicines can be found in solutions, but not all solutions can be found in medicine. Number 3, we are getting close. Physical activity is good for you, but keep in mind the following activities do not count as exercise: jumping to conclusions, running around in circles, and putting your foot in your mouth. Number 2, we are very close. Just because your patients can't read your handwriting doesn't mean they can't read your expressions. So I think that's a pretty important one. So keep in mind. Number 1, live for today, because in residency, as in life, yesterday went by too fast and tomorrow comes too soon. Most importantly, work hard, take care of your patients, and take responsibility for your actions. This is by far what will get you through. Thank you for listening to me one last time, and congratulations to all of you.
All right. Will the candidates for the Bachelor of Science or Certificate in Medical Laboratory Science, the Bachelor of Science in Nuclear Medicine Technology, and the Bachelor of Science in Radiation Sciences please stand? Using the ancient tradition of tapping my hat to our provost, I say, Provost Butler, these candidates have completed all of the requirements for the Certificate of Bachelor of Science in Medical Laboratory Sciences, the Bachelor of Science in Nuclear Medicine Technology, or the Bachelor of Science in Radiation Sciences, and are recommended to you by the faculty of the Carver College of Medicine for the conferring of this degree.
On the recommendation of the faculty of the Carver College of Medicine and by the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents, State of Iowa, I confer on you the certificate or degree Bachelor of Science in Medical Laboratory Sciences, or Bachelor of Science in Nuclear Medicine Technology, or the Bachelor of Science in Radiation Sciences as qualified and designated. Congratulations.
Would the graduates who have just been awarded their certificates or degrees please come forward to receive their diplomas? Ellen Haudashell. Quinn Nguyen. Danny Shelton. Samantha Saunders. Jessica Atherton. Jenna Mittelstadt. Carlina Owenby. Erica Price. Leslie Brown. Kelsey Breck. Courtney Corrales. Megan Dennis. Hannah Gent. Lauren Giesking. Amanda Haskin. Haley Jennings. Amelia Johnson. Shelby McGinn. Katie Nunez. Tammy Otkin. Brian Pullman. Kelsey Schroeder. Hannah Smith. Kelly Stalzer. Marissa Swoboda. Amber Young.
The Master in Medical Education students receiving their degrees tonight include a clerkship director, the co-chair of the Medical Education Council and vice chair for education in the Department of Radiology, and the director of the Critical Care Fellowship. All have been active in working with our medical students and provide evidence of the college's commitment to education. These graduates bring the total number to 21, representing 16 different departments or programs. Their influence is felt throughout University of Iowa healthcare, and it's especially fitting that these individuals receive their degrees at the same ceremony as our medical students, showing everyone that we are in this together. Congratulations to all the graduates.
Will the candidates for the Master in Medical Education please stand? There you go. Provost Butler, these candidates have completed all of the requirements for the Master in Medical Education and are recommended to you by the faculty of the Carver College of Medicine for the conferring of this degree.
On the recommendation of the faculty of the Carver College of Medicine and by the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents, State of Iowa, I confer on you the Master in Medical Education degree as qualified and designated. Will the candidates please come forward to receive their diploma? Congratulations.
Dr. Gwen Erkonen. Dr. Brian Mullen. Dr. Patricia Quigley.
Will the candidates for the Doctor of Medicine degree please stand? Provost Butler, these candidates, having completed all of the requirements for the degree of Doctor of Medicine, are recommended to you by the faculty of the Carver College of Medicine for the conferring of this degree.
On the recommendation of the faculty of the Carver College of Medicine and by the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents, State of Iowa, I confer on each of you the degree Doctor of Medicine as qualified and designated. Congratulations.
Will the Doctor of Medicine graduates please be seated? Dean Schwinn, on behalf of the faculty and administration of the Carver College of Medicine, I present to you these graduates who have just been awarded the degree Doctor of Medicine. They will now be presented with their doctoral hoods and diplomas. The shell of the hood matches the black material of the gown and is lined with the old gold color of the University of Iowa. The velvet border of the hood is indicative of medicine, which traditionally is represented by green. Dr. Suneja will join me in the presentation of the hoods. Graduates, will you please come forward to receive your hoods and diplomas? Dr. Jeffrey Ames. Dr. Ahmad Anazi. Dr. Chris Anthony. This is going to take a while. Dr. Andrew Baldwin. Holy crap. I'm going to go on one. Like a chair. Yeah, I think so. I think I'm going to have to take it. Dr. Joshua Barber. Take a knee. Yeah. I'll take a knee. Do it. Behrens. Dr. Brandon Behrens. Do the knee thing. Take a knee. Nicholas Boyson. Dr. Kristen Brandt. Should we get him a chair? Or would that should we get him a chair? Dr. Emily Burnham. Congratulations. Horror. Dr. Wanaki Carr. Dr. Joy Carroll. Congratulations. Dr. Antonio Castaneda. Congratulations. Let me make sure I got it. Abdurrahman. Yep. Dr. Abdurrahman Cham. Dr. Thomas Clark. Congratulations. Wait a minute, Morty. It's like limbo. Dr. Morgan Klein. Congratulations, sir. Dr. Benjamin Cook. Dr. Adela Cope. Congratulations. Dr. Caitlin Darrow. Dr. Jeffrey Dart. Dr. Diane Davis. Dr. Megan Denning. Dr. Benjamin Dexter. Congratulations. Dr. Derek Dirks. Finally, the crowd's lining up. Congratulations, Don. Dr. Todd Domeyer. Dr. Jessica Dewey. Dr. Nicholas Edwards. Dr. Serena Edwards. Dr. Maral El Ramahi. Dr. Rebecca Epperly. Congratulations, you bet. Dr. Jamie S. Curry. Congratulations, sir. Dr. Stephen Eiler.
I left my card back in my thing.
Dr. Andrew Falgren. Oh, that is. Someone will get up and freeze and can't remember their names. Dr. Habib Fani. It's all right. Dr. Sami Faruqi. Shannon, congratulations. Dr. Shannon Finlay. Congratulations. Me too, Mark. Dr. Mark Fox. Congratulations. Yeah. Dr. Emily Funk. Congratulations. Dr. Christine Gill. Congratulations, sir. Dr. Tyler Gunn. Congratulations. It's Homa. Dr. Jennifer Homa. Dr. Sydney Harmon. Dr. John Hart. Dr. Trevin Heyman. Dr. Brandon Hofer. Are you sure? Dr. Hannah Hoffman. Dr. Roland Holcomb. Dr. Heidi Holtorf. Dr. Brendan Honeck. Congratulations. Dr. Alexander Hubb. Congratulations. Dr. Brian Jeanette. Congratulations. Dr. Amy Jokums. Dr. Kelly Johnson. Dr. Jeremiah Jones. Hey, Kyle, congratulations. Dr. Kyle Jorgensen. Dr. Nathan Jung. Dr. Michael Kalkoff. Dr. Elijah Katz. Dr. Catherine Kaufman. Congratulations. Dr. Dorian Kinley. Dr. Brian King. Jan Pablo. Congratulations. Dr. Jan Pablo Colmar. Dr. Olga Kravchuk. Dr. Ashley LaFever. Dr. Alex Lanyo. Dr. Ann Languth. Dr. Kelsey Lee. Congratulations. Dr. Katie Like. Dr. Michael Lurston. We going with Amy Lau? Yeah, yes. Thank you. Dr. Amy Lau. Congratulations. Wait till we get some strangling her. Dr. Susan Light. Dr. Victoria Linares. Was that a cowbell?
Needs more cowbell.
You need more cowbell. Dr. Kaylee Lindholm. Congratulations. Low. Dr. Andrew Lowe. Congratulations. Thank you. Lufrano? Dr. Ruben Lufrano. Lutz. Dr. Katie Lutz. Dr. Kevin Liu. Madhu. Congratulations. Dr. Natasha Madhu. Dr. Harrison March. Dr. Lindsay McConnell. Dr. Peter McCuniff. Dr. Scott McDermott. Thank you for your note. Dr. Paul Merrick. Dr. Brandon Minke. Dr. Amber Meyer. Congratulations. Dr. Kathleen Miller. Dr. Tia Miller.
I got nervous and left my card on my seat. Michael Moriarty.
You're not the only one. Dr. Michael Moriarty. Congratulations, Rebecca. Dr. Rebecca Moreau. Eric, congratulations. Nobody had anything on their backs. Dr. Eric Moe. Congratulations. Dr. Bree Nardi. How do we pronounce? Oh, Lisa. Okay. Dr. Lisa Neverman. Dr. Brooks Ober. Dr. Jessica Parkhurst. Congratulations. Oh, thanks. Dr. Mark Peterson. Congratulations. Dr. Christine Peterson. Good luck with that one. Thanks. Dr. Christopher Peterson. That's a lot of Petersons. Dr. Nathaniel Raness. Make them jump. Just stay up. Yeah, that'll be good. Dr. Eric Reynolds. Congratulations. Go with TJ. Dr. TJ Ridley. Congratulations. Dr. Tyler Risma. Rhymes with gravy. Exactly right. Dr. Raymond Ravy. Dr. Adam Ruggles. Dr. Chloe Rugut. Dr. Randy Ryan. Congratulations. Dr. Mac Savage. Congratulations. Dr. Anna Schmitz. Hey, Desert, congratulations. Dr. Desi Shu. Dr. Brandon Skarpiak. Dr. Paget Smith. Am I making that loud booming? Dr. Simrat Sodi. Dr. Megan Srinivas. Oh, we got to start again. Dr. Amy Stanford. Dr. Sven Steen. Dr. Amy Stagger. Dr. Deirdre Stolmeyer. Dr. Andrew Stoltze. Dr. Maria Story. Congratulations. Dr. Michael Striggins. Dr. Austin Strobine. Dr. Claire Swagger. You don't have anything funny on these. Dr. Lauren Tallman. Dr. Kendall Tashi. Dr. Bu An To. Dr. Michael Valier. Dr. Anna Volstead. Dr. Kathleen Vonderhaar. Dr. Hussein Woli. Dr. Laura Wallace. Dr. Alan Welter Frost. Dr. Garrett Wilcox. Dr. Royce Woodruff. Congratulations. Hope you don't mind me calling you out. Here she is. Dr. Jessica Odendahl Zimmerman.
Sorry about that. Will the candidates for the combined degrees Doctor of Medicine and Master of Public Health and the Doctor of Medicine and Doctor of Philosophy please stand? Provost Butler, these candidates having completed all of the requirements for the combined degrees Doctor of Medicine and Master of Public Health, or Doctor of Medicine and Doctor of Philosophy, are recommended to you by the faculty of the Graduate College for the conferring of these degrees.
On the recommendation of the faculty of the Graduate College and by the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents, State of Iowa, I confer on each of you the degree Master of Public Health or Doctor of Philosophy as qualified and designated. Congratulations.
I invite the graduates to please come forward. Dr. Colin Buzza. Dr. Jordan Gross. Dr. Asita Jayawardena. Dr. Kevin Kramer. Dr. Michael Marcourt. Dr. Carol McClanahan. Dr. Gautam Reddy. The following candidates will be receiving their Doctor of Medicine and their Doctor of Philosophy degrees, and they'll be assisted by their professors in the hooding. Dr. Brandon Alleman will be assisted by Jeff Murray with the hooding. Dr. Anthony Sear will be hooded by Dr. Manish Suneja. Dr. Eric Kaiser will be hooded with Dr. Andy Russo. Dr. Elliot Shearer, the assisted with the hooding by Professor Smith. Dr. Andrew Sloop. Professor Stefan Strack will assist with the hooding. Dr. Jonathan Trujillo. Professor Stanley Perlman will assist with the hooding.
I would now like to address the doctors of medicine. We'll wait just a minute. All right, for the new doctors of medicine, you have come upon a decisive moment in your development as a physician. You are about to recite the physician's oath, which is based on the oath of Hippocrates. While you take a very similar oath at your white coat ceremony, and you have honored that promise, the next minute will set you apart from your medical school career. This oath is a symbol of your commitment to the healing arts and of your acknowledgement of your solemn duty to perform these to the best of your ability. So I ask you to think very seriously about what this oath means and the very real importance that it signifies for those you treat. As you commit to each paragraph, concentrate on the meaning of your vow and see it through. Thus, acknowledging the magnitude of this ceremony, I now ask the Doctor of Medicine graduates to please rise and turn to page 4 in your program. I'd also like to invite Susan Light, our student recipient of the 2014 Leonard Tao Humanism and Medicine Award, to come forward and read the physician's oath.
Doctors, I do solemnly swear by that which I hold most sacred, that I will be loyal to the profession of medicine and just and generous to its members, that I will lead my life and practice my art in uprightness and honor, that into whatsoever house I shall enter, it shall be for the good of the sick, the utmost of my power. I, holding myself aloof from wrong, from corruption, and from temptations of others to vice, that I will exercise my art solely for the cure of my patients, and will give no drug, perform no operation for a criminal purpose, even if solicited, and far less suggest such a thing. That whatsoever I shall see or hear of the lives of others, which is not fitting to be spoken, I will keep inviolably secret. These things I do promise, and in proportion as I am faithful to this, my oath, may happiness and good repute be ever mine, the opposite if I shall be forsworn.
You may be seated. Class of 2014, congratulations. Our state and nation are indeed fortunate to receive such bright and talented, compassionate physicians, researchers, educators, and healthcare providers. Now, before we adjourn, I'd like to take a moment and address the general audience. Commencements are a time also for us to express gratitude and appreciation to parents and spouses, family members, and friends of tonight's graduates. You have helped make this journey possible for your loved ones with support, love, and encouragement. We recognize that this is also a celebration of your efforts and your support. So I'd like to give a round of applause for all of those parents and families in the audience. Following this ceremony, my colleagues and I will be in the lobby. We'll be happy to chat with any of you, and we want to congratulate each of you in the class of 2014 personally, if possible. I wish each of you the very best on your next endeavors. To formally conclude, I ask the graduates to please stand. I ask the audience in joining me in concluding these proceedings by saluting you with a final round of applause. Let there be music.